Hello everyone, thank you for tuning in. My name is David A. Qua and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're a brand new visitor to my YouTube channel and have no idea what my videos are all about, I normally talk about things about movies, comic books, video games. I do hauls, reviews, unboxings. If that's the type of thing you're into, you may want to check out my other content. If you like what you see, do subscribe. Speaking of subscribers, I have done it. I've reached 40,000 subscribers on YouTube. And this is a Q&A video. People have been asking for a Q&A for a very long time. I'm going to answer some questions in this video, okay? So first of all, I'm going to eat some lunch. Today, nothing too impressive, by the way. I'm not eating out or anything. We're going to have Campbell's chunky soup, steak, and potatoes, alright? Every time, you know, they have soup on sale at the grocery store, I always go crazy on it. And that Soup Nazi episode of Seinfeld has made me addicted to soup. Every time I think about that episode, I think about soup. Whether it's good or not, you know? Even when it's getting cold, it's still good. Steak and potatoes is probably my favorite. I like any type of soup that have potatoes in it. So here, let me show you on YouTube that's not it. There you go. I don't know if you see it. 40,067 subscribers. There we go. So thank you for everyone for subscribing. I'm going to continue making videos for you guys, entertain you in any way I can. Okay. So good stuff coming up in the future. I'm going to New York like 2 weeks from now. So that's going to be some good stuff. You know, we're going to be eating at some New York restaurants and stuff like that. If you guys happen to have some recommendations, you've been to New York, you want to check out this place and that place, check out the sites or whatever, or have a specific restaurant you want me to check out, you go to the comments, comment, and maybe I'll suggest it to my friends, and maybe we'll check out together. And I'll make a review. I'll show you, make a video vlogging about my experience in New York. Okay. So I picked out 10 questions to answer, but and if you're wondering, the questions, I listed them in the description below, okay? So if you want to know ahead of time what questions I'm going to be answering, just go to the description. There's a lot of people who keep asking the same questions over and over again. I'm going to answer all of them collectively right now, okay? And that is, David, will you play this game? Will you buy this game? Will you make a collection video of this game? The answer will be possibly, leaning towards yes. So just think about any type of game that you've been asking me, okay? Whether it's Fallout 4, Skyrim Remastered, Battlefield 1, you know, Just Cause 3, all these games you've been asking me, David, are you going to play them eventually? Will you buy them? The answer is always possibly, leaning towards yes. The main thing that that I'm worried about is like, you know, just the pricing of the game, you know? I don't want to spend $60 on a game that I don't know if I will enjoy, you know? People say, David, you're going to love Fallout 4, but I didn't like Fallout 3 very much, you know? I never finished it. But, so that's the thing. Just Cause 3, I never played any previous Just Cause game, so I don't want to spend too much money on a game that I may not like, you know? Even Call of Duty, you know? I bought Call of Duty Ghost day one midnight release. I didn't like it very much, you know? I don't want to be, you know, betrayed, you know what I mean? So, it's the broth. The broth is my favorite part of soups. I mean, sure, you can put all the vegetables and all the meats and whatever, but it's the broth. That's the good part for me. So yeah, I'm going to answer all that question all together, you know. Okay, let's continue with the Q&A. Well, get started with the Q&A. The first question here, Element-Gamz And Muzic. Do you live in Ohio? No, I don't. I actually live in Kansas. It's right in the middle of the USA. For those of you outside who don't know what Kansas is, watch The Wizard of Oz. They mention Kansas a lot. Like, Dorothy's trying to get back to Kansas. If you watch, like, Superman-related stuff, Superman actually grew up in Kansas, you know? So yeah, you know, that's why we have Smallville Comic-Con, an annual Superman event here in Kansas, because we super love Kansas because Superman grew up in Kansas, you know, so there it is. So yeah, nothing too special about Kansas. We make bread and corn and stuff like that, because some cities make airplanes and stuff like that. PJ Gypsum, Q&A. Can you do another food video? I have made some food videos in the past. And I do want to make some more in the future, you know. You can consider this as a food video, but it's not exactly a review. I've had this soup before, okay? This is. I know I'm going to enjoy this. I had it in the past already. So this is not really like a food review, but I will make food reviews for you. I've actually recorded a bunch already, like me eating at restaurants and stuff like that, but I never uploaded them. You know, people never really ask for it. You know, people are always like, David, make a collection video about this and play this game and stuff like that. And, you know, it gets pushed back. Some of these food videos I've made are like 3-4 years old. I made back in like 2012, you know? So, I'll probably upload that probably when I'm in New York. You know, I'll be there for like a whole week. I'm going to upload like all this old videos I never got the chance to upload, you know? I'm going to take all this broth before I finish all the rest. Rowlatt. By the way, if I mispronounce your name or butcher your name in any single way, I apologize ahead of time, okay? Do you have a job, and if so, what is it? Actually, I will probably show you this. This is a good way of showing you here. This is my badge at work. I don't know if you see it, alright? Resident Care Manager / CMA. CMA stands for Certified Medications Aid. Some people mistake it for Certified Medical Assistant. It's kind of funny because my boss once hired a medical assistant thinking it's a medications aid, you know, and we had to fire the dude, unfortunately. He only worked for like 2-3 days, and then he was like, "Oh, you're not the right certification, you know. We want a CMA as in Certified Medications Aid, not a CMA as a Certified Medical Assistant." So it's funny. But yeah, resident care manager, I just take care of this place called the Home Plus, okay? They took a regular house and they turned it into a hospital, basically. So people, you know, old people come in and, you know, we take care of them, we give them their medicine and stuff like that. You can consider it like a daycare for you know, senior citizens and stuff like that. That's one way of looking at it. So that's what I do. I've been doing it for years, by the way. Ever since I graduated with my bachelor's way back when. I'm working on my master's right now. I'm in graduate school for a whole completely different field. I'm doing education and science right now. But yeah, that's my job. You know, I work at night, by the way, so it's not as busy. But I have worked in the daytimes many times before. I remember back in the past they had like 12-hour shifts. So I worked there for 12 hours. Now it's like 8-hour shifts. You know, it's more normal, so it's much more easier to deal with. But yeah, that's my job. You ever wonder where does my money come from and stuff like that? I'm manager of a resident care manager at a Home Plus facility. I'm a CMA. I'm in the medical field, basically. Okay, but I'm studying to be in education. Right? LightSouls14 Gaming. This is a longtime fan of mine. When will you start a P.O. box opening or start doing giveaways? And my food's getting cold. I can feel the coolness. It used to be well heated when I could just stand up and put it in the microwave real quick, but I don't want to do that. When will you start a P.O. box opening or start doing giveaways? I have done giveaways in the past, but it's nothing like physical. The problem with that is that if I want to mail something, it costs money, you know? So it's like... So yeah, I've done in the past, like, I did give out codes, you know, like DLC codes. I've done some things like coupons, like coupon codes for eBay and Amazon and stuff like that. I've done that in the past, you know, or it's like a certain website or whatever. I remember one time I got some of these free codes. They actually had a PlayStation thing up at my college, right? People from Sony actually came and present us with, you know, they set up their consoles and stuff like that. We had to try out new games and demos and stuff like that. And they had free PSN codes. I actually gave like one away to someone. P.O. box, another thing that costs money. I don't know if you realize this. To open up a P.O. box, it costs a ton of money. And I know from right now, no one's gonna send me anything, you know? Like... You know what I mean? Like, no one's gonna send me stuff. I open up a P.O. box, and maybe like 4 or 5 of you guys maybe send it, and then that's it. I might as well just close the P.O. box after a month, you know? But, I don't know. And I hear it costs like $100 to open a decent-sized P.O. box. Unless you guys just send me like an envelope, you know, and that's it. But I know if I send a P.O. box, people are going to want to send me games, or maybe like a toy or something like that, you know? I need a bigger box. It's probably going to cost like $100. You know what I mean? So, that's why I never open a P.O. box or do, you know, like, heavy-duty giveaways, because it just costs money. Next one, Zach Campbell. Do you know Vietnamese language? And nice job on whatever. I was making a video at the time. I do know Vietnamese. I'm semi-fluent. I would have to say like 70%. Like if you want to get into a conversation with me, I'll understand and I'll be able to reply like 70%. I will replace words. Like I don't know the Vietnamese word for it, and I'll replace it with the English word, you know? Stuff like that. So when I talk to my parents or my grandparents or whatever, it's always like a mixture between the two languages. It's always like Vietnamese and English, you know? I'll say certain words, like every other word almost would be like one language or the other. But I do know Vietnamese, you know. I can sing, I can read, I can write, you know. Sort of. I took classes and stuff like that back when I was in high school or something. But it's not my main language. Like even if I date a girl that's Vietnamese, I won't be talking to her in Vietnamese. Even like my sister, my cousins and stuff like that, everyone that's like my age, you know, ish, I always speak English to them, you know. It's like with my aunts and uncles, my parents, you know, my grandparents. I'll speak Vietnamese to them, but it's like a very weak Vietnamese. All right. I don't know how to say this name. Fima Fivester. That's how I would say it. Okay. So why do you always get Taco Bell? Oh, I've actually answered this question the other day. Taco Bell is like right across the street from the GameStop, the Best Buy, and the City Trade Post, and the Pizza Hut, okay? GameStop, Best Buy, and this other store called City Trade Post. You go there to get vintage type stuff, okay? If you want to buy records, CDs, DVDs, Blu-rays, and want to get like a Sega Genesis game, or a PS2 game, or Dreamcast, or Atari, and stuff like that, that's where you go, this Trade Post place, okay? There's a ton of stores like that around my city where you can buy like old games and old systems and stuff like that. The other day I uploaded a video. I bought 13 on PS2, right? And someone commented, "How is that possible? No one sells PS2 games." Well, all these trade posts does. Okay, so Best Buy, Trade Post, and GameStop are all in the same parking lot. Okay, they share the same parking lot. Right across the street from there is a Taco Bell. So every time I go to one of those game stores, which is every Tuesday pretty much, I go get some Taco Bell. So I've answered that question before. If you're ever wondering why I go to Taco Bell all the time, it's right there, you know, with all the other stores that I usually stop by on a regular basis. Now, if I want to go to Walmart or Target or even the comic book store, it's a little down, you know, a little further away. But Best Buy, GameStop, and City Trade Post, all in one parking lot. Spartan A054 Moose. What are you in school for, David? I'm actually getting my master's in education to teach science, okay? That's the goal. I want to teach chemistry. I got my bachelor's degree in chemistry. And I never really used it, but this is my chance to actually use it, okay? I want to use my chemistry knowledge for something. I'm going to teach it. I'm going to spread it to the next generation and stuff like that. And I have one more year before I graduate, okay? Before I get my master's and become a professor, you know? I'm going to be Professor Charles Xavier. I'm going to shave my head. I'm going to sit in a wheelchair. And I'm going to teach kids how to be mad scientists, I guess. When soup gets the right temperature, you know, soup, you know, it can get too hot, too cold, but there's a certain point where all the vegetables, everything just goes all together, you know, and that's when it's like the best time to eat it. And that's right now, so hang on. So yeah, I'm in school my master's in education, and I'm going to teach chemistry. I have 1 more year left, and right now this is going to be a fun year, by the way. I'm actually in the classroom now. It's like an internship. So I go in the classroom, and I basically I have a mentor teacher. I follow what she does. I've already been assigned to her, by the way. We've emailed a little bit already, and I watch what she does. Some days she'll actually give me stuff to do. Maybe I'll grade papers. Maybe I'll help out with a project or something like that. It should be a really fun time, okay? This is the time when I get my experience. So it should be fun. Calijah Smith. When are you going to get the Xbox One? I'm wondering myself. I honestly don't know now. When I watched E3, the Microsoft E3 press conference from this past year, like Electronic Entertainment Expo, they announced the Xbox One S, right? This system has more storage capacity, better hardware, it's smaller, it's cheaper. When I was watching the E3 press conference, I was like, yes, I want to get the Xbox One S. It sounds like a good idea. It's cheaper, everything's positive about it, right? And later on in the press conference, in the same press conference, I don't know, 20 minutes later, they announced Project Scorpio. And I was like, another console? Really? And they mentioned all this, oh, it does this and does that. It's like the most powerful console ever. If you watch E3, you know what I'm talking about. This Project Scorpio, right? A new console coming out in 2017. And apparently, it's supposed to give you, I remember them saying something like, it will make Xbox One games a better experience. So does that mean it plays Xbox One games also? This Project Scorpio is actually backwards compatible? So let me get this straight. I can either wait this fall to buy an Xbox One S, or I can wait 1 year from now. That's what they said. It's coming out in 2017. And I get this Project Scorpio, which can also play Xbox One games. You know, I want to get the new thing, you know? I want to get the Project Scorpio, whatever it's going to be called when it comes out. Remember when Morpheus came out? It was actually the Kinect. You know, Neo's probably going to have a different name. I don't know. They all have these code names before they actually announce the actual console, right? But yeah, I don't know if I'm even going to get the Xbox One S, Xbox One, any version of Xbox One, I guess. And now, I'd rather just wait for the Scorpio and see what it is first. I want to wait to see what it is. Wait 1 more year. I can do that. I got a PS4. I can continue playing the new games, you know. I'm still missing out. Like I want to play Dead Rising. I want to play Halo 5. You know, Sunset Overdrive. I still want to play those games. But I can wait. You know, I've already seen videos and stuff like that. I've already spoiled the games, like Quantum Break and stuff like that. I've already watched the entire playthrough of other people online playing it. So I don't know, man. We'll see what this Xbox Project Scorpio thing is, and if it's like, if I watch it, I'm like, ugh, you know, I don't want that. $8 million? Forget that. I'm getting an Xbox One. So I guess E3 next year or whenever. That's when I'll get that. Okay. I'm pretty sure like the current Xbox One, the big one, the big fat one that's out right now, it's gonna be like super cheap by then too. So, and plus games like Sunset Overdrive and Rise Son of Rome, they're gonna be like super cheap by that time too. So I'll be able to get, for $20 I can get like 7 games or something like that. Okay, we got 2 more questions left. Yoloswaggins Lordofthebling. I can't believe it's taking me this long just to eat 1 can of soup. Do you have the books for the Silmarillion, the History of Middle-earth, Volume 1 and 12, 1 through 12, the Book of Lost Tales and the Children of Hurin? I'm guessing these are all Tolkien books. I do know what the Silmarillion is. I have that book, but none of these other ones. I like Lord of the Rings as much as the next person, but my main part of Lord of the Rings is the movies, okay? I only pay attention to, you know, the 6 movies that are out right now, the one for the Hobbit trilogy and the Lord of the Rings trilogy. I have played video games, I've read books, I collect toys. You know, I've made a Lord of the Rings collection before, but I don't have like super everything. I'm not that huge of a Tolkien fan as you guys think, but I like the franchise, you know? I got like the cartoons, the animated movies and stuff like that too. So yeah. I like Lord of the Rings. My dad loved Lord of the Rings more than I do, honestly. But yeah. Premium nostalgia. This is a good question to end on, by the way. Would you let Kristen Stewart sit her bare ass on your face? Hell yeah! So, as most of you guys know, I'm a huge fan of Kristen Stewart. I have like a huge collection. I've shown it before. Like the first video I uploaded this year was my Kristen Stewart collection. It has grown since then, by the way. So yeah, I'm freaking in love with her, man. I don't know. People are always like trying to help me out. they're retweeting and try to find her Twitter account and you know try to contact her in every single way just to get her to meet me and whatever. I was like, you guys don't need to do all that, but I freaking love Kristen Stewart. I don't know what it is about her, man. Like she's just beautiful. She's sexy to me. I just love her. Oh, there's a second part to this question, by the way. To make the question more interesting, if you had a choice between getting a free PlayStation Neo or Kristen Stewart sitting her bare ass on your face for 5 minutes, which would you pick? A free PlayStation Neo versus 5 minutes with Kristen Stewart? I think I'm going to go with the PlayStation Neo, honestly. I don't think I'll be able to see her, you know, Kristen Stewart, with her sitting on my face like that. I'm just saying. But yeah. But the other day I was like saying, if Kristen Stewart was in my room, she's on my bed, and she was like, "Take me, Big Daddy," and I'm eating the Taco Bell burrito that I was eating the other day, I'd be like, "Bitch, I'm eating this Taco Bell, leave me alone." That's how much I love that burrito. It's called the Grand Scrambler at Taco Bell. It's only served during breakfast. If Taco Bell stops serving breakfast, I don't know what I'd do. I freaking love that burrito, man. Yesterday I had 2 of them. That's not enough. I wish I had like 4. I can eat those all day, you know? I get plump and fat and stuff like that, and I don't care. I got what I want. So anyway, that is my Q&A video for 40,000 subscribers. When we reach 27 trillion subscribers, I'll do another one. Alright? Thank you for watching, everyone. Rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe. Talk guys later. Bye-bye. Oh, and if you have like suggestions for New York, we can do that too. Bye-bye.